Hey guys, welcome back to the GIZGUIDE channel. It's Neil, and today I'm very excited to share with you. We are unboxing the OnePlus 8 Pro Media Kit. Now, in this box, the one with the Never Sell branding is the OnePlus 8 Pro and several inclusions for us in the media. So, without further ado, let's get to it. But let's not forget the specs. Let me tell you about the specs of this phone. First up, it has a 6.78-inch Gorilla Glass protected Fluid AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate, HDR10 Plus support, and a Quad HD Plus resolution. Inside the smartphone is a 2.84 GHz 7nm Snapdragon 865 octa-core processor with the Adreno 650. Inside is up to 12 GB of LDDR5 RAM, up to 256 GB UFS 3.0 internal storage, and 4,510 mAh battery with 30-watt warp charge, 30-watt wireless charging, and 3 watts of reverse wireless charging. Now, what does it mean? This means this phone offers flagship specifications for only a starting price of $45,990. Okay, so let's unbox this thing. Now, as you can see, this thing arrived in this very beautiful black box with Never Settle in front and of course the OnePlus branding on the side. Now let's do this. Now we have to slide this up. Alright, take it down, put it on the side. Now you have to flip it open, and then we have here the OnePlus 8 coffee table book with a very beautiful texture and beautiful print with high quality paper with all of the features of the OnePlus 8 Pro that we mentioned in the specs and then some more. Now this is a very beautiful book and quite a bit of an inclusion with the OnePlus 8 Pro. I recommend leaving it at your coffee table for a good conversation starter with your friends, talk about your new phone. Alright, let's put that on the side. Now we have here two cases from OnePlus that will fit your OnePlus 8 Pro. We have the signature carbon fiber bumper case, and of course we have the new sandstone one, but this time instead of a black sandstone color, it's in cyan. Now let's take a look at them first. Let's take out the stickers. Slide it out. Alright. There we go. Here is a closer look at the carbon fiber bumper case. As you can see, the detail of the carbon fiber is very nice, and the branded of the OnePlus logo is very slick. There are cutouts for the different ports and buttons, as you can see, and it's very strong. Actually, I'm trying to bend it as strong as I can, and it doesn't bend. This is a very sleek and strong case. Also very stiff, very solid. It's no wonder why it's included. Let's look at the other color. This is the cyan sandstone case. Right out of the box, this gives you a very different feel from the carbon fiber case. This one has a very smooth satin finish. This one has a very, let's see if you can hear it from the sound of my nails, it has a sandstone finish, so it has a rough surface. It really feels good in the hand. It's very solid, but it also has that tactile feel that you get. It makes you feel like you're really holding something solid. It's also very hard to bend. And again, there are cutouts for all the buttons, as you can see, and also the different ports as well. And that is the cyan sandstone case for your OnePlus 8 Pro. Let's put this on the side. And now let's look at the phone itself. Alright, let's put this giant box away first. Here we go. This is the OnePlus 8 Pro box. It's very tall with red branding, and of course OnePlus 8 Pro here on the side. And we have here quick access to Google Play. It is the ultramarine colorway with the 12 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of internal storage. Let's open it up. Alright, as you can see, there we go. That is beautiful. Now put this top on the side. Let's get this phone out first, put it on the side first, and then let's check what's inside this box. Oh, okay. We have the transparent jelly case, but now with the never settle branding. This is a new trend that's happening right now. We're in the phone brand, or the branding is on the side of the phone. Now, this is the standard jelly case. It's not as stiff as the other cases over here, but it will give you enough protection for most situations when you get the phone out of the box. Now, of course, these cases are sold separately. This one comes in the box, just so you know. Now we have here the classic OnePlus charger. It has the thick red cable with bright red accents inside the USB Type A and USB Type C ports over here, and then of course it comes with these to keep it organized and round. Put it on the side. And lastly, we have the 30-watt charger from OnePlus. It has the red accent inside, and then this is a universal. This is an international charger. That's why it has the two rounded prongs. We're not sure yet if the retail model will have the Philippine flat prongs, but this will give you 30 watts of fast charging. Now, of course, OnePlus does not include earphones right out of the box, so you may have to find an older earphones from your collection, or you may have to get a new one. Let's go to the phone. All right. Alright, this is the OnePlus 8 Pro's display. As mentioned before, this is a large fluid AMOLED display with HDR10 support and Quad HD resolution, along with 120 Hz. And it has a punch hole. If you can see it over here, there's a punch hole over here hidden with the wallpaper. Let me change the wallpaper so we can see it better. There we go. You can see now the punch hole over here. It's up on the top left side. It's really small. You would easily forget it right away after a couple of hours of looking at the display. But as you can see, the text on this thing is really sharp and the color is very vibrant. Let's put it on maximum brightness. As you can see there, the text is sharp, the colors pop, and the viewing angles are pretty good right out of the box. As you can see that curved display over there. Alright. Now, on top of the device, over here is a chamfered top, meaning there is this recessed area where the microphone is, and then where the antenna lines are. As you can see, it's very beautiful. That blue colored aluminum frame is really nice. On the right side of the phone is the toggle switch, so you can map it to, right now it's mapped to silent, ringing, or normal, silent and ring modes right now. And then of course the power button, and then at the bottom of the phone, that is where our SIM tray is, a couple of more antenna lines, USB Type C, and of course the bottom firing speakers. On the left side we have the volume buttons. Let me just shine it there so you can see it properly. Alright, now at the back of this, the OnePlus 8 Pro is a beautiful quad camera setup made out of the 48 megapixel main camera, the 48 megapixel ultra wide camera with super macro, 8 megapixel telephoto, and 5 megapixel color filter camera. It has dual tone LED flash, and it is quite a bit of a bump, so you will really feel this if you lay it on the table, but you won't feel it if you have the case, of course. But as you can see, it's a very beautiful back. Depending on how the light hits the back, the different shades of blue come out. It really pops. It really is a unique texture and color. Kind of dark bluish, and then becomes kind of dark purple. It's very nice. Earlier, we mentioned the punch hole in front. That is a 16 megapixel f2.4 front-facing camera. Alright guys, let's try out the cameras that we just mentioned, alright? See how well it takes pictures. Let's try the ultra-wide. First, there we go. We can really see the table that we're on right now. And then of course, let's use the 1x, and then it's time 2x zoom. Oh wow, that's very highly detailed. Let's check out the camera samples themselves. Alright, so this is the snap. We've taken some other snapshots aside from the ones we've taken right now. As you can see, this is the telephoto camera. If you zoom in, it really gets a detail of the text of the cutting mat over there. You can really see the numbers, it's really sharp. And there's quite a bit of pop with a color. This is the same for the 1x camera. You can really see all the reds and all the pinks. Although I think it's not as color accurate as we'd like. The colors are warmer than they really are right out of the box. Now let's look at the other camera samples that we've also taken the past time we had the phone. This is the macro shot. Look at how sharp those details are in this flower over here. And look at the out of focus areas. The transition from the focused areas to the out of focus areas are very seamless. This is a shot during an outside shot during the falling hours of the day. As you can see, this is the 1x and this is the ultra wide, and you can really see the detail on the scene along with the dynamic range. Look, if you zoom in, look at the shades of blue and the shades of yellow from the sun and the clouds. It's really there. It's really nice. Can I just mention that this display is really nice? If you guys didn't know, this Fluid AMOLED display actually had the most awards from DisplayMate. It even beat the Samsung Galaxy S20's display as the most color accurate, brightest display. And it really shows right here while we're looking at these camera samples. Look at that. Look at the droplets of the droplets of water on this flower. It's really nice. Again, here's our classic picture of Jollibee. We never get tired of taking a picture of Jollibee. Alright, this is a low light image. As you can see, the colors of the trees are still there. And if you zoom in, there's not much noise. This is actually very shocking. Is this night mode? Oh wow. As you can see guys, there is some noise, but they're mostly in the shadow areas. And here, if you really zoom in, it's in the leaves. But that's me really zooming in. But if you're like just looking at it like that, at 100% or at normal width, you don't see it. But if you really zoom in, that's where you only see it here on the shadow areas. That's pretty good noise control right there. And it's relatively sharp for a dark lit image. Here is with the ultra wide. The ultra wide doesn't handle it as well. As you can see, the colors of the tree is not as good as the other one. And the front area is overexposed a little bit. But this is generally good for an ultra wide. Although again, the shadow areas have significantly more noise than the last image. Here is an indoor shot of a teddy bear. You can really see the fibers on it and where the seams are. It's okay. It's very good for what it is. This is a low light selfie by Peter. As you can see, there's significant noise and loss of sharpness, although the color is retained. I think this is somewhat accurate for a low light image. More shots in daylight. This is the zoom, digital zoom. As you can see, it's soft. It's usable, but I wouldn't use it every day. Another daylight selfie by Peter. As you can see here, it is really sharp. Look at the hair fibers on Peter's hair along with his frame. And there is a little bit of separation between him and the background, which I really like. The colors are okay. Again, the white balance of this phone is more warmer than real life. But that isn't necessarily a bad thing. Now let's look at the performance of this thing. As you know, this is a Snapdragon 865. And it shows, look at this, 562,000 in Antutu. And what's great about it is only took 2% in the battery. Normally, if you were using other flagships, it would take 2 to 4 or 5%. off the battery right away, which is surprising given that this battery is only 4,510 milliamperes. Some phones have more than this and would lose a lot more battery during an Antutu run. What's even more impressive right here is that it only spiked by 4.8 degrees when doing the tests. Very, very nice. Let's look at the Geekbench scores, and here we are. We got 887 in the single core test and then 3,205 in the multi-core test. Overall, the performance of the OnePlus 8 Pro is flagship grade. As mentioned earlier in the Antutu test, we saw that the OnePlus 8 Pro only lost 2% in its battery when it did the Antutu run, where other flagship smartphones would lose even more. This means that this phone is very battery efficient. Now, if you can also recall before, the OnePlus 7T had around 4,000 milliampere battery. This has been bumped up to 4,510. Now, this means that this phone should deliver outstanding performance, even if it has a 120 Hz display. Now, for charging, it has the 30-watt warp charging via the power brick and the OnePlus charger. And of course, OnePlus has been the one who started the fast charging trend to make it more popular. And then they also have introduced the 30-watt fast wireless charging, but unfortunately you need the OnePlus proprietary wireless charger for you to achieve the fast wireless charging. And lastly, it has 3 watts reverse wireless charging. It isn't as fast as the competition, but if you need it in a pinch, it's there if you want it. OnePlus has made a name for itself, not just because of hardware and not just because of the value for money it offered over the years, but Oxygen OS has been one of the best Android skins for the past several years. Every time I go back to a OnePlus phone with an Oxygen OS installed, I always feel the snappiness and how responsive it is. And it is the same here. As you can see, I'm swiping up and down. It's just responding pretty well. It's slick, it's fast. Everything loads quickly. Look at that. This is Chrome. It loaded very quickly. Now, aside from that, Oxygen OS offers several new features like an improved version of dark mode, along with the new work-life mode, wherein you can organize your work and normal life into separate categories, so you can prioritize specific notifications or specific tasks for work and for your normal life. Aside from that, Google and OnePlus has worked together so that the OnePlus 8 Pro can provide a better experience for Alexa and Stadia. Now lastly, the biggest and most important one is that the Oxygen OS promises 3 years of updates for your smartphone. So meaning, if you buy the OnePlus 8 Pro right now, you will get updates for up to the next 3 years. And this is pretty big because normally Google requires smartphone manufacturers only 2 years. You get an extra year for your smartphone with your OnePlus 8 purchase. Alright, now the OnePlus 8 Pro, as you can see, is very beautiful out of the box. The specs are very flagship grade. I mean, where else can you get a Snapdragon 865 with LPDDR5 RAM and then UFS 3.0 of internal storage with a fluid AMOLED display, Quad HD plus resolution, and 120 Hz, just for the mere price of $45,990 for the 8GB and 128GB model, and $48,990 for the 12GB and 256GB model. Now, right now, the OnePlus 8 Pro is available at Digital Walker stores and home office website. Now, these are select websites like Lazada and Shopee as well. I'm pretty impressed with this phone. This phone offers very good value in these days. I mean, it offers a lot of what you can find in phones nearly double the price, or roughly significantly higher priced phones right now. It doesn't have a couple of other features, but I think those features aren't really needed, like the super zooms in other phones. To be honest, I think that they're not as useful as what this offers. The OnePlus 8 Pro has all the features that most I think that most people would need in a phone with flagship performance. So again guys, thank you guys for watching. This has been Neil. If you need help or want to ask questions or know more about tech and news in general, you can visit us at GIZGUIDE.com or contact us at GIZGUIDEPH in Twitter and Instagram. Thank you guys. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.